Coming up on Crime Files.
I wanted children like right away.
Starting a family, a dream for many.
My husband was told he wasn't going to be able to father children.
But for some in a Connecticut community, it turned into a nightmare.
He took advantage of my mom's desperation. She just started sobbing.
Someone they should have trusted.
He's your doctor.
Deceived them.
I don't know how to tell you this right now, but he's my biological father.
When they were most vulnerable,
He exploited them.
they were desperate,
I would have never consented.
leaving them to put the pieces of their families back together.
I want nothing from him. I want nothing from him.
Crime Files starts now.
Growing up in the quiet town of Naugatuck, Connecticut, Alyssa Dennison, she loves sports. You might find her on a basketball court, on the soccer field, or spending time with her siblings.
I think it was a normal upbringing, you know, surrounded by family and friends. We were just always close, my brothers and sisters, and that's how we liked it.
Well, Alyssa married her husband, Bo, in 2013, and they had kids of their own. Family meant everything to them. So Bo suggested that they learn about their heritage and build a shared family tree.
He wanted to pass that down to them, a little backstory about us and where we've come from.
So he ordered an at-home DNA kit. He sent off their testing swabs and created profiles in the kit's database.
My husband kind of set everything up, so he was getting the notifications that we were getting messages.
And one of those messages came with a warning.
That's when he was like, Liz, you got to come look at this. It was like a welcome to the family. Please open this with caution. Just, I want you to be aware, whoever this is opening this, like this is going to change your life.
The message claimed Alyssa had siblings she never knew existed.
It was a little scary at first, but also I thought we were being scammed, to be completely honest. I was like, this seems weird. My first thought was my dad had donated sperm to make extra money because it was hard to raise 4 kids. But I maybe just thought she didn't know.
Alyssa needed answers, so she went straight to her mother.
I called my mom. I thought I was telling her something she didn't know. I was worried because I was like, how do I break this news to her? She was caught off guard, but she was at work. So she just said, we need to talk.
Alyssa's mom, Lori, now knew that she had to tell Alyssa and her oldest daughter the truth about how they were conceived. They used donor sperm in the insemination process. She had planned to keep it a secret to protect her.
I could cry, so I didn't want them angry. I didn't want them to feel different. I wanted to raise my family as best I could, and nobody would feel different.
Well, this was a time when people didn't openly talk about fertility issues and treatment.
We were having a tough time getting pregnant. It was probably a year. My husband went to a urologist, was told he wasn't going to be able to father children, and I wanted children like right away. So we kind of sat with that for a little bit.
She thought her dream of being a mom would never come true. Then one day, Lori's phone rang.
I received a call out of the blue, unsolicited, saying that there was an infertility clinic that could help me.
Lori says it felt like a sales call, like someone was selling a warranty, and wondered if her husband's urologist had shared their information.
I was told it is fresh donor sperm. They were supposedly medical students. I was told there would never be more than 10 offspring from the same donor.
9 months later, Lori and her husband welcomed their first daughter. They were so happy that when they wanted another child, they reached out to the same clinic again.
Went through the same process, couldn't get the same exact donor, but they were going to follow the same criteria and at least have the same similarities.
Everything was on track for baby number 2, but Lori's plans were nearly derailed.
The day for my insemination with my second daughter, it was the start of Hurricane Gloria. It was bad, and I was just of this mindset, get out of my way. I'm ovulating, I have to get there.
Timing is critical in the infertility process. Canceling was not an option for Lori.
I made my way down to the clinic, wind blowing, trees falling down onto the ground. And when I got there, to my surprise, the only one there was Dr. Burton Caldwell.
Dr. Burton Caldwell, he was a well-respected fertility specialist who was, at the time, working with a team of doctors on the cutting edge of women's health.
Highly educated. He has a PhD. He has his medical degree from Yale Medical School. Was gregarious, very intelligent, had sort of a twinkle in his eye. You could see why patients trusted him.
Lori was worried the storm would still postpone her procedure, but she says Dr. Caldwell put her at ease.
He greeted me and I said, "Phew, I made it." I said, "I hope my donor made it." He said, "Yes, he did."
Lori says Dr. Caldwell helped her to relax and assured her that everything was going according to plan.
I didn't really question it too much. I just said, "Oh, my donor made it," and was told yes. So I figured he was just in another room.
But what Lori didn't know was that Dr. Burton Caldwell was using his sperm to impregnate her.
He came into the room and he did the insemination himself, which looking back on it now, nauseates me. You're in a vulnerable position, obviously, when you're there for your insemination, and to have this same man who's your doctor come, do what he did, such a tough thing to put into words. And I guess I just feel violated. He's your doctor. He's your doctor. You have a relationship with him. You trust him.
I mean, he violated her trust. She wouldn't have consented to such an act. So that's where it's conflicting, right? Because I have come from this terrible act. I mean, I think it's terrible.
It's all wrong. It's all wrong. That was wrong.
Alyssa and Lori's story, as unique as it may sound, was starting to seem eerily familiar because as DNA testing became more popular, more people in the New Haven County area were learning about their lineage for a variety of reasons.
My daughter bought 23andMe because she has a lot of health issues.
I really wanted to find my true ethnicity.
My husband and I were curious about our heritage.
My father had passed away, and I had always known he was very heavily Irish. I was curious as to what else I might be.
I've known my whole life that I only know half of my DNA, biological ancestry and everything, and I was just kind of curious. I wanted to know more about what made me, me.
They all had the same shocking result. Dr. Burton Caldwell, their mother's fertility doctor, was in fact their biological father.
My husband and I tried for a while, and it wasn't working. Back then, everything was kept quiet, was kept not really secret, but it wasn't advertised.
Mary Lee Hill also went to Dr. Caldwell for help when she was unable to conceive naturally. And like Lori, Dr. Caldwell used his sperm in the insemination process. And like Alyssa, her daughter Victoria discovered Caldwell was her father.
When I opened it up, it basically just kind of put out there, what you're seeing is some half-siblings because we believe that the doctor that did your mother's fertility treatment might be our biological father.
Victoria Hill's world started spinning.
I just remember sitting there just being like, what? What is happening?
And Janine Pearson, well, she learned that the man who raised her, the man she loved, the man she called dad, wasn't her biological father.
I called my mother. I said to her, "Mom, I have a really important question to ask you. What was the name of the doctor that you used?" And she answered it was Dr. Caldwell. And I said, "Mom, I don't know how to tell you this right now, but he's my biological father." And the response from her is something I will never, for the rest of my life, forget. She just let out this hymn, and then she just started sobbing, just crying.
Janine's mother, like Lori, felt tricked.
The whole truth was not told to her, It was not transparent. And this took place in a medical facility where insurance was involved and there was paperwork. We need to be able to trust medical providers. These doctors need to be held accountable.
And that's what Janine wanted to do. She wanted to get the answers.
I felt very strongly that I needed to meet him.
Crime Files continues now with Fertility Fraud, the story of Dr. Burton Caldwell.
23 strangers, now family of sorts, their biological connection confirmed by DNA tests. They've just learned their father is Dr. Burton Caldwell, a respected fertility specialist in New Haven, Connecticut. He inseminated his patients with his own sperm without them knowing. One of his children, so shocked by the news, decides to confront Dr. Caldwell at his home.
I'm hopeful that if I knock on the door, he'll be willing to meet me just one time. I'm hoping.
I knocked on his door. I said, "My name is Janine, and I believe that I could be your biological daughter." And he did not deny any of this. He said he had a family to support. I asked him if he ever gave it any thought, the amount of children he had out there, or if he ever thought about us, and he said, "No, I really don't."
The fact that he took responsibility for it surprised me. He told me roughly 10 years ago when he first learned about this 23andMe and Ancestry.com technology, he knew that he'd get a knock on his door one day. And that's exactly what happened.
Janine even took a picture as proof that they met. Something she says sticks out. He wanted to know about his children's successes.
Almost immediately after, he began asking me about my scholastic achievements, what I had made of myself. He specifically asked me how many grandchildren he had, which bothered me.
Janine is expecting her first baby, another grandchild of Dr. Caldwell. There are at least 40 in New Haven County, that is, who know about each other. The siblings believe the number will only grow as more people take home DNA tests.
How many are out there? Even Dr. Caldwell couldn't tell you. He said, he did it too many times, he has no idea.
We have some clients that went to elementary school together and they didn't know it. You have people who are walking down the street that could be related to each other. And I'm not talking about distant cousins. I'm referring to half siblings.
I went to summer camp with someone that is a sibling. We didn't know each other at the time, but we were in very close contact with one another.
Every time somebody new comes along, the whole group of us, we're looking on Facebook, we're looking on Instagram. Do we know each other?
I still have a mutual friend who shares a friendship with my brothers.
There were 4 of us that we know of in the same high school.
One of my half-brothers, we are the same age, grew up a town apart from each other, share a lot of friends in common. So there's no way we wouldn't have run into each other.
I fear that with every new sibling that pops up, that it could be someone that I know, that it could be someone that I've dated.
That fear turned into reality for 2 of Dr. Caldwell's children.
I mean, I'll just put it out there. I was intimate with my half-brother.
Growing up in the small town of Wallingford, Connecticut, Victoria Hill was very popular. She had a serious high school boyfriend. They dated for several years before they knew the truth.
We didn't know. Yeah.
Victoria also took a home DNA test because she was curious about her health history. What she discovered was so much more. The test revealed Dr. Burton Caldwell was her biological father. Her former boyfriend, who also was donor conceived, decided to do the same.
He texted me and it was a screenshot of the 23andMe connection and it said, "You were my sister." What? We're siblings? So, yeah, I've slept with my half-sibling.
The impact doesn't stop with Dr. Caldwell's children.
You have the potential to have an incredible inbreeding going on in this state. For the children of Dr. Caldwell, their children are now walking the streets with their cousins, and they have no idea.
My children have 41 first cousins that we know of, most which are local. So how many could there be?
For the children of Dr. Caldwell, it's more than a violation of trust. It's about their health. Dr. Caldwell assured his patients the donors were healthy candidates.
But that's not what they got.
Obviously, he's passing down various genetic predispositions to get certain illnesses or have certain traits. For some children, it's a total surprise. There's a reason for these clients to be concerned.
The search for answers has created a connection for many of Caldwell's children and the start of a new branch of their family tree.
I am grateful for my new family.
There's about 15 of us that stay in contact, and we try to be there for one another as best as we can and just kind of make sense of this journey together.
I think team is a really good way of saying it because I've only met one in person, which makes her more real to me.
I think that family is who you surround yourself with and the people that you have life experiences with. I'm very close with one of my sisters and love the relationship that we are growing right now, but it's different. We're here for each other and we're just gonna make the best of an unfortunate situation because what can you do?
An ironic twist, many of the Caldwell children are in the healthcare field like their donor father. They're also the ones caring for their families.
Their mothers were violated, their mothers were taken advantage of by Dr. Caldwell, and the children are really stepping up to protect their moms.
She definitely feels like he violated that trust and her body. So for her to have to go through that kind of trauma at this stage in her life has been really difficult.
The fact that this happened to them, just angers me. So what do you do with that anger? You're not gonna, what can I say to Burton it's not gonna change anything. So why don't we turn this anger and resentment into positive change?
Crime Files continues now with Fertility Fraud, the story of Dr. Burton Caldwell.
Nearly 24 people learned that they have the same biological father, Dr. Burton Caldwell. He's a Connecticut doctor who admitted to impregnating the patients who came to him for help with their infertility.
Learning that I am the product of fertility fraud has impacted my entire identity, as well as my mental health.
There are civil lawsuits pending against Dr. Burton Caldwell. Fertility fraud in Connecticut is not a crime specifically. It does, however, fall under general fraud laws. The problem is the statute of limitations runs out after 5 years, generally long before people discover the truth. The Caldwell children are asking for that to be changed.
We ask you to please pass House Bill 5423 to prevent this from impacting other families, to protect the people of Connecticut, and to allow victims and families to seek justice.
The FDA regulates sperm and egg donations, but doesn't limit the number of donations nor the amount of offspring. And when it comes to doctors using their own sperm without patient consent, there's currently no federal law and only 13 states with existing fertility fraud laws.
Dr. Caldwell took advantage of his patients. He exploited them and he abused his position of trust.
What I would like is for him to take responsibility and say that he understands that what he did was wrong. He lied. He took advantage of my mom's desperation.
It's hard. It's something I struggle with because it's now I carry that DNA with me of this person who could do such things.
The hurt and deception. I will never understand why. I will not thank you for my life. You are not God and you didn't deserve to play him.
I want nothing from him. I want nothing from him.
I feel sad for her that she went through such a thing.
I would love to see a little remorse, a little apology, I want him to hold himself accountable. I don't think that'll happen. I want nothing from him.
I hope our story can just be used now for good.